We meet again with another story. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel, Jayanthi's 5 Minute Stories. This week I'm going to tell a story which was shared by my father. My father studied in Kerala, Attingal, his early education and all. And the way his eyes would light up when he describes his school. It was on a plateau, I believe, and there was a lot of breeze and light, and children used to play. And whenever my grandfather had a chance to meet his teachers, he would tell them, be very strict, even you can use the cane and all. But now we can't expect all that. And he passed out English school living certificate, that is the grade 11. So because it was very special to learn English as part of the curriculum, so the certificate was given like that. When I joined college, when I took up English literature, he shared with me how this language had helped him even to work in a British company. So he was very helpful with us, to listen to the news, Doordarshan news. Sashi Kumar was those days. And we learned these things, and we improved our, with, grammar and other things were even taught by him sometimes. And this is a small story about, I can say, belief, how belief or faith in something makes a person perfect things. So this is Kochuraman. This happened in 1910 in Kerala. And very simple person, simpleton you can say, and very humble also. He used to help people nearby. He was not a very well-off person. But he had one wish. He wanted to learn to become a physician. In those days, there were the snake bites and other poisonous insect bites, and even food poisoning to some extent, which is considered to be removed from the body. So what the physicians used to do is they chant a mantra or something, and then they pour water or ash on that particular part, and the poison is removed from the person's body and they become well. And a particular kind of food after this, it has to be followed, because you can't eat anything and everything. And so Kochuraman approached a very famous physician in that area. But that physician expected costly gifts or fees. And poor Kochuraman, he didn't have anything. So from his farm, he had taken a few ash guard. That is called Kushmandam in Sanskrit. So that physician, Vidhi Kushmandam Endina, that means, fool, why have you brought this ash guard? And our Kochuraman, he was all prepared to take the mantra or the word which is going to transform his life. So he didn't even wait to hear the sentence completely. He said, Vidhi Kushmandam, and he came off. And with so much of reverence and with faith, he chanted this every day. Of course, he used to visit the temple. He used to pray to God to make him, become a good physician. And slowly, people started coming to him for small things, and it was cured. So the news spread that very soon that Kochuraman was a good physician in that area, and particularly he will not charge so much. But in spite of that, people would come and give him something, and slowly but steadily his wealth also had become good, and his fields and this house and all were taken care of by the patients, relatives, and So he was quite well off now. At this moment, the king of Kozhikode, that is the center place, the king there, he fell ill, and it was suspected that because of some poisoning, this has happened. So every physician, every famous physician in the country was called, and in that, the one who was initiated, who was called Kochiraman as fool, that physician also had gone. But the king could not be cured. And message came from the palace that to Kochiraman that the king is not well, and why not? This small physician also can try curing the king. Before reaching, he went and inspected the palace and all, especially the kitchen, and he instructed the cook to prepare a kind of food to be given to the king just after he recovers, and slowly he entered the room with so much of prayers and things, and he closed his eyes for some time, and like pouring water or ash on the part of the body where this infection was there, and he chanted. After some time, the king opened his eyes. I mean, he had not opened his eyes for so many days, and he opened his eyes and he looked around. He couldn't recognize, and slowly but steadily he started recognizing. And that time the king asked the cook to give 2 spoons of whatever the food he had prepared, and the king drank that, and slowly he regained energy to speak, and very soon he was cured. And the physician who gave this mantra, you can say, to our Kochiraman, he was wondering. And Kochiraman, seeing the physician, fell on his feet. You are my guru. You gave me all this. Because of you, I have got this medical, something to turn a person into a good person, a sick person into a good person. And that physician was wondering what this fellow is telling. I don't even remember meeting him. And then he said, see, I gave you ash, God. So now that physician understood, my God, how this small man who with faith chanted something, and then he's now become a person of some knowledge. He can even cure the king. And so, when king is cured, he would definitely give so much of gifts and things to the person, the physician. And the king thanked him. Kochiraman came back to his place, and as usual, he was not, bothered about all these things. Very meticulously, he will do his work, and he lived a simple life. So just to say that belief and faith, how that can change a person's life. Thank you. Thanks to my father also for sharing this story with me.